Welcome to the Mindset Architect podcast, where it's all about creating the life you want, the business you want, and making a real difference. Join us in unlocking the code to true success. And now your host, Tony Caliendo, Master Coach with Rethink Coaching.
Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, episode number 79. I'm Tony Caliendo, Master Coach here at Rethink Coaching. And as always, I just want to thank you for investing your time with me. Time truly is our most valuable asset, and the fact that you're willing to share your time with me truly does mean a great deal. So thanks so much for being here. Today, I want to talk to you about what I'm seeing happen, and I think it's normal to be happening about this time of year when I'm talking to agents across the country, seeing what they're experiencing right now. There seems to be a bit of, I don't want to say chaos, but a bit of noise going on in their minds and in their business because they have made things way more difficult than they need to make them. And it's possible that we do that just because we get into overwhelm. Can cause you to, look at things differently and to fill your plate with a lot of things to do. And I gently remind people when they get to that place that success really is simple. It's just not easy. And I think we avoid a lot of just knowing what to do and trusting our plan by allowing it to get a little chaotic, a little noisy, a little distracted, and we tend to get overwhelmed and we forget how simple it really can be. And I know for some of you listening to this, you may be like, it's not simple. And I'm going to challenge you on that. If you really stood back and looked at the business plan that you created for this year and looked at the strategies that you created and studied that plan as if it was written for someone else, not you, and just looked at it and realized that really what you've created is a simple path to success. It's laid out. It's clear on exactly what needs to be done in order to achieve success, our goal. And it's only when we start to resist that plan that things seem difficult, things seem impossible, things seem overwhelming. So I want to talk to you today about 5 things to do when you might get away from the reality that success is simple, not easy, to just pull things back in and create the space and the path forward for you that will allow you to get back on track, maybe enjoy things a little bit more and not feel so hectic in our daily work and our daily approach to the goals. So number 1, I would say first thing you should do is just revisit or gain clarity on your purpose and your vision. I think it's really important we get lost in that. We have a really clear vision when we're making our business plan. We have a really clear purpose of why and what we're doing. But as the days and the weeks and the months and the quarters unfold, we tend to get a little bit further away from that and we lose sight. So if you haven't done so yet, even if you've created a business plan, I would invite you to, first thing is to define what success looks like for you. Because right now you've got to see other agents, other people in your same industry, other entrepreneurs doing things that make them look successful. And we start to compare ourselves and start thinking, well, that's what success is. And that may not be your definition of success. For you, it could be financial freedom. It could be having stronger client relationships to have better experience with transactions as you move forward in your business this year and the years to come. It could be having a defined lifestyle, what that looks like, what your income or your career or your goals will allow you to achieve from a lifestyle perspective. Some people, that is balance. It is not sacrificing family for work, not sacrificing free time for work, and finding that balance to create the life that you desire to have. It's really easy to lose sight of these things. So number 1, I really want to invite you to think about just the simplicity in having a vision and clarity around your success. And when you do that, here's what I know for a fact can happen and will happen. You will be able to make decisions about what you're doing or going to do or about opportunities presented to you with abundant clarity and be very congruent with your yes or your no and not vacillate and question and wonder what you should do. I know for me, I'm really clear on my vision for this year. I'm very clear on the vision for my 3-year and my 5-year. And when I hold the space and I know what that vision is, I know one of my goals for me personally is to engage in group coaching at a higher level so I can talk to more clients at one time versus strictly one-on-one. I love my one-on-one and I want to create a bigger space. So I'm looking to plus it with some group coaching programs. And I know my vision. I know where I want to go. It's very clear. And when opportunities are presented, I line it up with my vision and my purpose. And if it's not in alignment, I can say no. So if somebody approaches me about coming into my one-on-one space at this moment, I will assess and have a conversation and make sure that we're in alignment before placing them in that. If I am launching a group coaching program and during that another opportunity comes up, but it's not one-on-one or group, I can hear the opportunity, but I can also say no to it because it's not in alignment with my purpose or my vision. So that's really important to gain clarity around your definition of what success looks like to you and to be really clear about your vision and your purpose. It helps us say no to a lot of distractions. And one of my favorite things is if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? And if you're saying yes to something that is not in alignment with your purpose and your vision, you're really saying no to your goals. That's really the simplest way to look at it. So get some clarity around your purpose, vision, know exactly where you're headed. It really does help in the decision-making process and what you're going to experience as you move forward. Number 2, foundational principles are really, really important. What truly supports your success? I know for me, early on, I learned this and it was challenging because I think of our makeup as entrepreneurs, we tend to get excited about different opportunities, different ways to do something, different resources, different tools, this CRM, that way to market on social media. We get excited and can get distracted. And the number one thing that can make a difference between success or failure is consistency. And that is doing the activities, the strategies that you outlined in your business plan, regardless of how you feel. There's a great quote that says, follow your plan, not your mood. And that is really important for consistency, to follow your plan, not your mood. I will admit it. There are days when I don't love my plan because I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like making those lead gen calls. I don't feel like doing that activity. However, I know that if I say no to those activities, I'm saying yes to failure. And so being consistent is a foundational principle in my life if I want to move towards my goal. And I clearly want to move towards my goal. So one of your foundational principles really needs to be showing up consistently so that you can build and build and build. Integrity. Gosh, it is so tempting sometimes, especially if you're in a place where you're needing some income, to go into a little gray area with integrity. But I will tell you, being of high integrity always wins. It always wins. And so know your principles, know your value, and make sure that you're always showing up in a place of integrity for yourself, your clients, and anybody that you serve. It truly makes a difference. You know, I believe that you can do 20 things great and do one thing where you fall out of integrity, and people will always remember that one thing and forget the 20 great things. That's just how we work. So just be cautious, always be in a place of integrity. Also, in my world, one of the foundational principles is customer service. And I know that we toss that around a lot, yet I really do want my clients to experience a high level of customer service like you would find at a Ritz or a Four Seasons or a luxury boutique store. That level of service that comes easy to me because I came from the hospitality industry. I will tell you it makes a significant difference. And sometimes, we got to take the high road. We have to do some things that are not easy, but if it impacts your customer, your client in a really positive way, you're doing the right thing. So for one of the agents that I coach, which I just love her mindset, she made a decision early on that she was going to run her business like a Four Seasons operates, where the customer is always right. You rarely say no. You approach it at a very high level and create an amazing experience. She has done that and done it at a very high level. In fact, her organizational chart has a couple different positions than a typical organizational chart in her profession. And she's got a client experience officer instead of a regular CEO, that this person's full-time job is to reach out to clients, current and past, and make sure that they are still enjoying their purchase and offering any kind of service that we can offer or she can offer to make their lives better. And so she made that decision, and it was a great decision for her. So make a decision as to what your customer service looks like to you and be consistent in that. If you say you're going to be a Four Seasons level of business, it has to be every day, not just when you feel like it. Number 3, you got to execute. I know that sounds really, really basic. However, a lot of times we get stuck in I don't want to say fantasy, but we get stuck in the planning. We get stuck in oh my gosh, this is going to be great when this happens and this plan's amazing and look at the goals and this is how I'm going to be. And then we have to go do it. There's a universal law, be, do, have. And I love that because we've got to get just out of the have, this is how my life is going to be, this is how my business is going to look. And ask yourself, who do I need to become? What do I need to do to have? So we must execute. We must really use those strategies that you created in your business plan and trust the process. Here's what I want to give you a caution about in the lane of execution. As we are doing different things this year than maybe we did last year, we might experience some resistance. So it may not be working quite as we thought it was, or it may not be happening as quick as we thought it was. And there's a tendency to default to old behaviors and patterns. And it's really simple why we do it. 92% of what we do as humans is conditioned habitual behavior, meaning we like the comfort of knowing what we're doing and knowing the results we can get. So if we're in a space right now where we've done some new things for the past 2 months and we're not getting the results we thought we would get, on an unconscious level, your mind might seduce you to go back to doing the activities you were doing the previous year that you're very comfortable with, and get out of the discomfort or the place of not having success at the level that you want it. So just pay attention to the strategies that you committed to do and what you're actually doing, that you haven't accidentally slid into our conditioned habitual behavior, because 92% of what we do tends to fall in that lane. The other thing about executing is avoid procrastination. And for some of us, we could have a master's degree in procrastination. That's really how I used to live my life. I knew what I needed to do. I knew that it would be really a good thing for myself and my business, but I was hesitating sometimes out of fear because I was afraid it wasn't going to be successful. And so if I procrastinated long enough and put it off and I wasn't doing it, then I wasn't failing. So avoid procrastination, trust your plan, embrace the discomfort of the new activities. I can't stress this enough, that you trust your plan. When my clients write their business plan, a lot of times I will ask them, If there was somebody in a different city with the exact same circumstances that you have, everything was identical, just a different city, and they offered to buy your business plan, would they be successful? Would you feel comfortable selling it to them? 90% of the time, the answer is yes. And so you need to trust that plan as if somebody were going to buy it from you. And when you take that mindset with it, you have a little bit of belief and a little bit more faith that the plan you wrote is definitely going to work. The fifth thing that I'm going to recommend that you do to keep things easier is to build a support network. A support network is just huge. I have a couple coaches. I belong to a couple of coaching mastermind groups. I work from home, and sometimes it can get a little lonely on the island, yet I've got an incredible network of coaches that I can reach out to. I've got my coaches that coach me, and then I've got a peer coaching group that I lean into a lot. That we meet regularly, we collaborate, we share ideas, we really help support each other. And it's amazing when you come from a place of collaboration and contribution versus protection. I will tell you, when I was first an agent, the broker I worked for was an independent broker, very nice high-end brokerage, but there was not any kind of collaboration amongst the agents. It was very much, I'm not going to share what I'm doing because if I did, you might be more successful than me. And so people kept their secrets or their strategies to themselves, and it lacked collaboration. When I switched to a different brokerage and experienced what true collaboration could be through powerful mastermind, through powerful master classes, through networking, I realized the importance of that. Me sharing with you what I do that works and helps me be successful isn't putting my business at risk. It's not. You don't have my database. You don't have the relationship I have with people. It's not going to put me at risk. And if we ever do come up against each other in a transaction, one of us is going to win. And chances are it's going to boil down to the connection I have with the person, not the strategy. So having a strong network for yourself and the ability to collaborate is really, really important. Here in Santa Fe, I have the privilege of being part of a team. Here I coach the team. And the team lead, Bunny Terry, is amazing. And what I've seen Bunny do at a really high level is this collaboration and networking. She's got a group of 4 that meet on the regular and share ideas. Different brokers, not all the same brokerage. They share ideas, they support each other, they encourage each other. It's phenomenal. In addition, she does a quarterly collaboration event that's open to anybody that wants to come. And I have the privilege of speaking at those meetings, and the power of that collaboration is truly amazing. And so if you do not have a support network, you do not have people that you could trust, find some. Get 5 people that you can network with, that you could collaborate with, and that you could share ideas with. Of course, hire a coach. That really is an integral part of your support network, because you need somebody that has a vested interest in you to support you, to call you out on your stuff when you need to be called out on, and to help you stay on track. So I would definitely encourage hiring a coach. And I don't say that because I want you all to come coach with me. I've always had a coach, and my coach is a huge part of my support network, because guess what? That coach is part of a bigger network. They got their own network of people. So if I'm having a challenge and they don't know the answer, they can go to their peers, their network, their collaboration, and share with me. So a coach is really, really important to have in this situation. And then the last thing I'm going to say to do is, and I've talked about this before, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on it, is really learn from your failures. There's so many nuggets of gold in your failures that we tend to not pay attention to. But if you're looking to keep things simple and easier, learn from your failure. Don't shy away from it. Don't run away from it. Truly learn from it, extract what didn't work, figure out how to fix that, and then re-engage. That is really, really, really critical. So 5 things you can do when you're feeling, success is simple. It's just not easy. But these 5 things that you can do will make it easier for you and kind of be more in alignment with the simple part. So number 1 was make sure you're abundantly clear on your purpose of vision. That's number 1. When you know that, you can make great decisions moving forward. You know exactly where to put your energy and your efforts. Number 2, have some foundational principles that you run your business by. Consistency, integrity, customer service. How in what level of customer service do you want to deliver? Always operate out of high integrity, even when it may cost you some money. And consistency is key and should be one of your foundational principles. Number 3, execute, get to work, trust your plan, implement the strategies that you created that if you just execute on, you will achieve success. It's really simple. Execute, execute, execute. Avoid procrastination. Number 4, build a strong support network of collaboration and networking and hire a coach. Great way to keep things easier. And then lastly, learn from your failure. Those 5 things can help with the simple and the easier. Not promising you that it's going to be a cakewalk because it's just not. Running your own business, growing your own business, creating your own income has its own set of challenges. But when you do these 5 things, just think about it. You run into a roadblock. If you've got a network and people that you collaborate with, you can pick up the phone, you can go knock on their door, you can have a conversation and move out of it. If you find yourself stuck and not moving forward, you just look at your plan and go to step 3, execute. Why am I procrastinating? Get out of that space. Am I honoring my foundational principles? If you're stuck or not moving towards that goal or feeling yourself sliding, just ask yourself, am I operating under my 3 principles of consistency, integrity, and customer service? And is what I'm doing in alignment with my vision? These 5 things can make a huge difference for you as you move forward. Yes, success is technically simple, yet not easy, but these 5 things can help you experience it being a little bit easier. So if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here to help you out any way I can. Even if you're not a client of mine, the door is open. You can always reach me at tony@rethinkcoaching.com. You can find me on all of the social media outlets. You can direct message me. You can go to our website, rethinkcoaching.com. There's a box where you can put your contact information in and register for a free strategy session, whether it's about this topic or any of the other topics we've talked about in the podcast, or if you just have a challenge you want to talk to a coach about, fill out the form. It'll come directly to me. I'll reach out to you. We'll schedule an appointment and we'll spend an hour together and we'll figure a path forward for you. Always here to help you out. I always want you to have the level of success that you desire to have. I think anything and everything is possible. You just sometimes need somebody to believe in you at a time that you may not be believing in you. So let's keep success simple and easier. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you must come check out the Mindset Architect Group Coaching Program. It's our monthly program where we explore the power of your mindset, help you identify what you truly want in business and life, and then help you reach those goals. Come check us out at rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. That's rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. We'll see you there.